In the annals of criminal psychology, few cases are as chilling as the one that unfolded in the small town of Hartford, Wisconsin, in July of 2013. This was a time when the tight-knit community was rocked by the brutal murder of 19-year-old Jessie Blodgett, a bright and musically gifted young woman whose life was tragically cut short. But what made this crime even more horrifying was the subsequent behavior of the killer. Drumroll please. Meet Daniel Blodgett, Jessie's former classmate who attended a vigil for her and even comforted her grieving parents just hours after taking her life. It is July and you're watching this channel. Join me as we delve into the disturbing psyche of Daniel Blodgett, a seemingly ordinary teenager who committed an extraordinary evil. She was a bright, ambitious young woman who had just graduated from high school, described as being kind, caring, and full of life. Jessie had a passion for singing and acting and had just returned from a performing arts program in Michigan. Her family last saw her alive on July 14, 2013. She went to bed after a normal evening, and the next morning her mother found her brutally murdered in her bedroom. The cause of death: strangulation and blunt force trauma. The weapon: an unknown object that had been used to beat her so severely that her hyoid bone, a small bone in the neck, was broken. Defensive wounds on her hands and arms suggested that she had fought for her life, and the absence of forced entry meant that her killer likely knew her way around the house. As the news of Jessie's murder spread, the small town of Hartford was shaken to its core. But amidst the sea of grief-stricken faces, there was one that stood out, that of Daniel Blodgett, a 20-year-old who had attended school with Jessie. At the time, he had no known criminal record, and had been described as a nice kid who kept to himself. After the murder, Blodgett's behavior was that of a grieving friend. He attended vigils, he hugged Jessie's parents, and offered his condolences, and he participated in group gatherings, acting as though he was as upset by the loss as anyone else. But beneath this facade of grief, something dark and sinister was afoot. What led police to Blodgett? Several pieces of evidence, including searches for how to knock someone out and how to strangle someone on his phone, text messages he had sent to Jessie in the days leading up to her death, and perhaps most damningly, his own DNA. He had also given a suspicious alibi, which didn't add up, and witnesses reported seeing him acting strangely around the time of the murder. In the courtroom, Blodgett showed no remorse for his actions. Prosecutors argued that he had planned the attack and that he had been obsessed with Jessie to the point of stalking her. Alternatively, they suggested that he may have been driven by a desire for revenge following a breakup. His behavior in the aftermath, they argued, suggested sociopathic tendencies. In 2015, Blodgett was convicted of first-degree intentional homicide and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Why does this case still haunt us today? Perhaps it's the betrayal of trust that Jessie had no idea that her killer was among her friends. Or maybe it's the killer's deception, playing the role of the grieving friend while harboring such darkness within. Whatever the reason, the case of Jessie Blodgett serves as a haunting reminder that sometimes the most evil of monsters are the ones who seem the most like us. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to check out more content. Subscribe. Thanks. Bye.